Here we go. There's the axle. All right, welcome back. So today we are working on the tracker again, and we are changing the axle, the rear axle on the driver's side. So the passenger side is exactly the same. And that's what we're gonna do. If you remember a while back on my Oregon trip prep video, we found that this was leaking. I knew for a long time that it was leaking. And I've changed seals on it before, didn't fix it. So maybe I have a bent axle or something. So I went to the junkyard, I've been looking for a while for a tracker like this. I found one, a new axle from the junkyard, new. And we're gonna put it in. So here we go. There's our axle. It's a cute little bugger. And I'm also wearing gloves because I hate the smell of 90 weight. Tires off. Out of the way. So, first thing, pull the tire off, jack it up, pull the tire off. Second thing, pull the hub off. Dirty bugger. And those brakes are greasy. Yeah, see that? All that crap. Brand new brakes too. Look at that. Destroyed. Destroyed. All right, next thing we're gonna do is there are 4 bolts on the back side of this. There is a flange like this that holds the axle in. So we're gonna pull these 4 nuts off, and then we pull the axle out. Oh, look at that. They're 12mm, by the way. All right, 4 bolts are out. We're gonna use our fancy custom-made puller here. All right, maybe that'll work. So, start a couple threads there. Start a couple threads there. Put a towel on the floor just in case I drip some oil. I don't think I'm going to. And then do a pop. The axle slides out. You need to be a little careful because that's also what holds your backing plate for your brakes on. But and here we go. There's the axle. Look, they're the same. That's always good news. Okay, I want to show you something here. If you did want to change the wheel bearing on this, so this is a retaining collar, and this is the bearing. Do I have a collar? Hold on just a second. I think I got a spare one over here I can show you. All right, like I said, I'd changed this before and I was having issues with it. So, wheel bearing. This is your wheel bearing. Funny thing is, the one I got out of the junkyard is actually sealed on both sides, which is odd. But the replacement bearing I bought for it is only sealed on the outside and not sealed on the inside, which is a little weird. Then there's the collar. So the collar goes on there. So you put the bearing on. So you put your backing plate on. Don't forget the backing plate. or the whatever plate that is, and there's a seal inside of that. Okay, so you put your new seal inside the plate here, then you put your bearing on with the little flange. See that? See that little flange right there? That goes toward the outside, toward that seal. And then your lock ring goes on there. So it's all a press fit. What I did find is you can press them off if you have the right tooling, but two different ways you can do this. You can cut this collar if you're very, very careful not to cut into your axle. You can cut into them and then you can whack them with a chisel and they'll split and then you can get them off. But then the bearing is also kind of a little bit of a press fit on there. What else I've found is you can take a chisel and you can drive a chisel between the bearing and the collar, and you can actually get it to separate, and as you slowly drive them, you can drive them apart and you can actually drive them off. You do the same thing for the bearing. Right back here, you can drive a chisel in right back between the bearing and the shoulder, and you can drive them off. And then you got to drive the new ones on. But it's doable with a hammer and chisel and anvil. It's a lot easier. Probably the proper way to do it is with a press, but hey, don't have a press. But I'm not changing wheel bearings. This one feels perfectly fine. Ooh, maybe it doesn't. I'm gonna put it back in with the seals, and hopefully it seals. Hopefully. All right. In goes the new axle. I kind of work it around your brakes a little bit. I want to give it a little bit of persuasion here. Make sure it goes in all the way. Splines are locked. You got to check to make sure your splines are locked in. We get a little persuasion. It's in. There you have it. The axle's back in, so we're going to put the bolts back in it. Back together we go. We'll get all this cleaned. I gotta get all this cleaned up as well. That's a problem. Not good. That one's empty. All right, found some more brake cleaner. Ain't absolutely perfect, but it's gonna have to do for now until I buy a new set of brake shoes. Change these brakes. So before you paint a surface, you need to make sure you properly prep it. Good enough. Alright, we're going to torque these to spec. Right to spec. All right, we got the inside of the wheel cleaned out, got all the grease cleaned out of that. Let me show you what, see that pile? That's what come out from inside of that wheel. There's like 2 or 3 handfuls of that crap in there. That's that grease, the oil out of the differential mixed with lots of dirt. So yeah, we're gonna get this all cleaned up and then we're gonna bolt the tire back on and we're gonna be done. All right, tires on, we're done. So thanks for watching.